Good morning, my friends. So I know that there is a good number of my followers who really truly enjoy my tea content. So I wanted to share a little bit more information about all of the different ways in which you see me prepare tea, specifically about the trays or the platforms in where I put all of my teaware. This is stuff like my teacups, my gaiwans, my pitchers, all of that stuff. So I'm going to come back to this, but I wanted to show you this. I was using this last night, and this is a tea reservoir drainage system. You can see there's tea leaves on there. What I love about this is that you have this platform here with all these tiny holes in there, so the water flows through to the bottom. And this is also a really good platform. If I wanted to put my teapot on there, I can, but I was using it as a tea pet display, so the tea can run over the tea pets and drain to the bottom. And you can still kind of see, I forgot to drain this out last night, you can still see a little bit of tea that is at the bottom. I'm going to come back to this. So what we have here is a typical, more affordable, cheaper version of a tea reservoir that is just simply made out of bamboo. This is just a wooden box, and the corners are typically glued together. I'm sorry you're going to see some tea stains in this because I have not rinsed this out in a bit, but you can kind of see a little bit of the residue from the glue that is on the corners to prevent leakage. So this is really perfect if you need a nice affordable option, but I would mind the quality built. This is decently, I want to say about an 1.5 inch and a quarter height, and it's the top platform rests in there really well. You can see that little ledge that it sits on. You really want to pay attention to the thickness of the board, because the thinner they are, the easier they can warp. Also, you just want to look at the quality to make sure that it's not going to leak. I will say, for a tip of those of you guys who do get these bamboo trays, you really want to make sure that you rinse out and drain them after each session. Do not let the tea just sit in here overnight. I will say that I purchased this one from AliExpress, and it was on sale for about $12. It's not too big. It's good for a gaiwan and a pitcher, or a gaiwan and a cup if you just want a simple setup. Moving on to ceramic wares. The cool thing about ceramic wares is if you forget to drain it out, no biggie, because these wares are usually glazed, and you can kind of see a little bit of water spots here. But because ceramic wares are typically glazed, they're a lot easier to clean off tea stains. So you can have just a basic flat open tea tray, again, enough space for a gaiwan and a cup and a pitcher. Depending on the size of your teaware, you can use whatever you need to, but just getting something as a simple tray platter that is, as artistic as you want it to be. I love just shopping for little things. Additionally, you can get small individual just little pieces like this for individual pieces. So I would put a gaiwan in here. I could probably get another piece specifically for the pitcher and the cup. So you can be as creative as you need to be, and I'm going to come back to this in a bit. So yeah, you can have just a simple round tray, something that can still collect the water. And what I love about this piece is that I just thought of a tea tray because this would be easy to spill out. Now, if you want to be a little bit more fancy, you can get an actual reservoir that is porcelain based. These are a little bit more expensive. I was just lucky enough to find someone who pre-owned this and was willing to give it away for a really good steal price. But these have different designs that are painted on them. Some of them are porous, made out of the purple clay, but this one is porcelain and it is glazed. And these are really handy. It's very durable. It's got some decent weight to it. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you can get something more fancy like this. However, I will show that the bottom of the lid is not glazed, and so you can really see the usage that I get out of this from the tea stains at the bottom, but you cannot see it while it is on display like this. So the platform is really solid. It's really sturdy. And again, I can leave the water in here overnight because it's glazed. I have no issue cleaning this out and getting rid of the tea stains. Okay, so just to recap, you can get a simple plate or tray to put your teaware on. These three vessels are pretty much all the same. It is a tea reservoir with the lid and then the base. So you have your bamboo, you have porcelain, and then this is purple clay with a metal top. So all of these function the same way, just different materials. what about if you want to get fancy and just use a plain wood panel? So this piece is really popular in a lot of my tea lives. A lot of my tea friends enjoy seeing this piece when I use it, and there's no drainage system in this. So when water spills here, tea spills here, I have to rely a lot on using my tea towels to pat dry because I don't want this to remain wet for too long. However, you also have some Gaiwan pieces, like this one here, that you see a lot, that have their own saucer built in at the bottom. So for the Gaiwan, you know, that already has its own piece to collect water at the base of it. I could use something like this, again, if I wanted to put my Gongdao Bei in there. Sometimes I won't, though. I'll just have it sit on the table freely. It's just, there's no set rules for how your setup should be. And yeah, this doesn't have a drainage system, though. You can use flatware. You can just use a simple tea mat at the bottom, which I rarely use just because I have so much tea equipment. But yeah, if you want for a more artistic style, just getting a simple wood plank, that is perfectly fine. You can do that. Just be prepared to use a towel to mop up a lot of the excess water if there's spillage and stuff like that. So I'll just go from my Gaiwan into my pitcher, and then from my pitcher into my cup. And these just really are more so convenient. But sorry, Harold. These are just more convenient for having something at the base of your teaware to collect more water. Now, what I will do too when I have it on a flat surface or when I'm using just a simple tea towel at the bottom of my teaware, if there's like bits and pieces, you guys know I don't really care for the tea dust that settles at the bottom. What I'll do is with my tea rinse, I'll have this off to the side, and then I can just bring it over here and pour it out, which is what I did with the end of last night's session. I just emptied out my Gaiwan and cleaned out my teaware and let the leaf sit over here for overnight, and then again the water drains to the bottom. So now I can just discard the tea leaves and all of the tea collects at the base of this. So that's really just more so the convenience of vessels like this. But you do not necessarily need them in order to enjoy or to have a proper tea session. It's really just about utilizing and working with what you got, and your artistic approach to how you want to use certain things. Again, even just something as simple as getting a saucer, a plate as a tea boat for your Gaiwan or your pitcher. It is completely up to you. This was not originally intended ever, I believe, to be a tea tray, but that's what I saw when I purchased it from the artist. And then you have specified teaware such as this porcelain piece, this bamboo piece, and this purple clay pot piece that are meant specifically and are designed for the purpose of tea brewing. But again, be as creative and as utilitarian as you need to be. Work with what you got. There is no proper way for a tea setup. It is all down to your creative expressions and pieces that you enjoy. I hope this helped give more insight, offer more insight, and please feel free to leave any comments, and I will happily answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.